Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you are doing very well by the grace of Almighty Allah. This is Khaleda Akhtar, Assistant Teacher of Social Science, National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Today I am going to take a Bangladeshi Global Studies class for the students of class 9. So dear students, at first have a look on the board. Today's topic will be discussed right here. This is for class 9 BGS subject and topic is chapter 6, page number 110 and 116. 110 to 116 we will be doing this reading done today, and our lecture number is 12 and SW number is 10. Okay, the lecture number is 12 and the SW number is 10. I have given my phone number. If you find any problem and if you find any need, you can make the use of that number. So dear students, let's get started with our class. Today we will start a new chapter. The name of the chapter is the State, Citizenship and Law. That means this is the chapter and this is chapter 6. Today's chapter is chapter 6. So dear students, you can take your book and open page number 1110. That means page number 1110. So the chapter 6 and the topic is the State, Citizenship and Law. So at first we have to know what is state and what is the function of the state. So here we will see that the state is the most important political institution of social life. The state had emerged to unify all citizens and resolve their problems as well as ensure their welfare. The modern political thinkers explain the state as an organization to provide common welfare. For what? To provide common welfare and indispensable for the independence of the people and flourishing their personality. So this is the actually most important thing. What is the view or what is the motto of emerging a state? To provide common welfare and indispensable for the independence of the people and flourishing their personality. So this is all about state. And according to Aristotle, what is the definition of state? We will see here. According to Aristotle, the state is a union of families and villages having for each end and perfect and self-sufficing life. So dear students, you can memorize this definition. You can find a question like use knowledge-based question, or you can find a question like an MCQ. That what is the state, what is the definition of state according to Aristotle. There are lots of definitions about state from your book. You can go through the book and find out the definitions given by most important political thinkers, and you will memorize all the things, and then you can make the answers of the questions in your exam. So finally we can say that state is a society based on a certain territory which has organized government and citizens and have sovereign power upon all organizations in a specific geographical area. That means a state is a common platform where we will find people, geographical area, all the powers and all the community also, and where there will be a government, and government will take care of the people and take various important steps for the development of the welfare of the people of that state. So right now we will be discussing about the basic elements of state. There are 4 basic elements of state we will discuss here. There are 4 basic elements of state. The first one is people. People are necessary to form a state. There is no such prerequisite on the number of people to form a state. Politically, the number of people of the state can be summed to crores. Even it can be few thousands. For example, the people of China and India. So for example, we can say the people of China and India are more than 100 crore. So on the other hand, small countries like San Marino and the Monaco have 33,225 and 38,000 respectively. That means this is the population of San Marino, 33,225, and this is the people of Monaco, 38,000. That means we can see in that China and India are huge people oriented country. There are lots of people, and small countries like San Marino and Monaco have small amount of people. That means that is not definite that people's, that is not definite that the population will be definite. That means every state can have different kinds of amount of population. So this is the scenario. If we talk about Bangladesh, Bangladesh have about 60 crores people, and we have a limited land, but we have huge population in our country. So this is not the fixed amount that every state should have this kind of population or that kind of population. So this is can be very different from each other. And the second one is specific geographical territory. That means we can say specific geographical territory. What does it mean? Specific geographical territory means a place. Okay, if we talk about a place, this is a place, and this is, it has an area. Okay, this is the area. It has specific geographical territory, and here it will be, here we will include land, air, and the sea. You can find this here. The territory also include land, sea, air. That means we are talking about an area, and here we will include land, air, and sea. When all the things will be included, that time we can say it's a geographical territory. Okay, so that time we can say it's a geographical territory, and it's a basic elements of state. And the other thing is government. In that, the government, we all know, in any country there is a government to rule the country or maintain all the things. To control over a specific land is established after the formation of the government. The partial formation of the state is complete. If there is a government, the partial formation of a state is complete. We can say there are three divisions for running the government: the law, the administrative, and the judiciary. So there are three divisions for running the government: the law, the administrative, and the judiciary. And about state, Garner said, if we consider state as a body of life, government is its brain. So this is the definition is given by Garner. That means the opinion. If we consider state as a body of life, government is its brain. That means how important government is. This is the scenario. From this definition, we can understand what is the importance. If we talk about our body, brain is very important for a body. So the government is very important for the country as well. That means the state. And the number 4 is the sovereignty. Sovereignty means the extreme power. Sovereignty means extreme power. The meaning of the word sovereignty is the highest and absolute power. The formation of the state becomes complete when the sovereignty is ensured. This power distinguishes the state from the other organizations. As we know, in our society there are lots of organizations. So how we will distinguish the organization? So sovereignty is the most important point by which we can differentiate or distinguish the state from the other organizations. Like if we talk about our country, in a country, to make a state, we have land, that means geographical territory, we have people, and we have government, but we don't have sovereignty. That means every nation can say do this, every nation can say do that, and we are bound to do that. So that time we will not be a state, we will be a portion of that area. But whenever we have that extreme power, that means we have the right to do anything, we have the right to say anything, we have right to make any decisions. That is the extreme power where any international body will not interrupt us, who will not influence us to do anything. So that is the actually important thing about sovereignty. And to form a state, the sovereignty is very important. So right now there are lots of functions of state, as we know. At first one is the mandatory or prime activities, and the another one is the welfare or optional responsibilities. So we will discuss these two types of things. The first one is mandatory or prime activities. At first we will know what is mandatory or prime activities. The responsibilities discharged by the state to protect the entity of the state in the independence and the sovereignty and to preserve the rights of the people living in the territory are called the mandatory or prime activities of the state. So the responsibilities discharged by the state. The state who will maintain the responsibilities to protect, for what? To protect the entity of the state, the independence and the sovereignty, and to preserve the rights of the people living in the territory. So the people who are living in this territory, to preserve their rights and to protect them, these are the mandatory or prime activities of the state. So the number 1, the key responsibilities of the state are to make the people abide by the laws, punish the offenders who break the peace and tranquility of the society, and maintain overall peace and harmony of the country. Number 2, the protection of national security, independence and sovereignty is another mandatory responsibilities of the state. Number 3, introducing the country in the foreign field, establishing diplomatic relationship with other countries, signing various treaties and conventions, establishing regional courts in commercial market in foreign countries, and ensuring security to the citizens residing in foreign country are the mandatory responsibility. That means in that part, introducing the country in foreign field, we have to introduce our country to the foreign field. Establish diplomatic relationship with other countries, we have to maintain relationship. Signing various treaties, we have to sign various treaties and conventions to make the deal. Establishing regional courts in commercial market in foreign countries, that is all about economical part. And ensure security of the citizen, the people who are living in our country, who are the citizen of other countries, we have to make them secure in our country. And the number 4, the enactment of laws and its implementation and ensuring justice are the fundamental duties of the state. So enactment and laws and its implementation. Okay, so this is the most important thing, I think. Every state has an administrative structure. As we know, every institution, every state has administrative structure. In this structure, recruiting staff and officials, distributing their works, providing instructions, supervising and directing at the mandatory work of the state. That means if we talk about our school, there are, if we think it's an institution, we will say that you will find that this institution has some work, and this institution maintain the works carefully so that every people can do their own task. So in a country or in a state, the people's activities should be definite and their activities should be divided into their according to their rules and regulations. So this is the mandatory part, I think. And the welfare or optional responsibilities. Almost all of the countries of the world demand that they are welfare state. As we know, every country demand or claim that they are welfare state. Welfare means what? The state who works for the development of people, works for the improvement of the country. Okay, so they claim for that the state should play roles for the overall development of the society and improve moral, social, cultural, economic conditions of the citizens and ensure their welfare. This welfare and development works are the optional and less important work of for a state. So this is not that important, but this is important, we know, but this is less important. Okay, so these works are the less important. So the first one is the most important work of the state is to educate its people. The educated persons are aware of the citizens' rights, duties and responsibilities and are encouraged to be patriotic. So we all know education is very important. By education we can make the best decision and we can maintain the rules according to our country's convention. And the second one is the state also plays important role for the healthcare of the citizens and for wiping out various disparity and bad customs existed in the society. So they are weeping out various disparity and bad customs which is existed in the society. The state establishes and runs hospitals, free medical centers, mother and healthcare center, family planning center, temporary health camp around the country for ensuring healthcare services for its citizens. We are very concerned about healthcare, and the state is also very much careful about this topic. That's why they are doing all the things. And number 3, supply of essential commodities such as rice, pulses, flour, sugar, etc. is an important function of the state. Number 4, the economic development of a state depends on the industrialization and improvement of the trade and commerce. That means we are talking about the economic part of a state, which is very much important for the development of a country. Establishing new industries, providing logistics support and loan to the entrepreneurs for setting up big industries, establishing industrial zone, expanding trade and commerce, creating markets for products and expanding support to boost up export are the important works of states. Suppose someone want to start a business, but he has no loan or he has no support, so that time he can ask to the government for a loan. So that is a welfare work of a state. Number 5, the industrial development of a country such as constructing roads, bridges and culverts, establishing railways, waterways and air communication system, ensuring post, telegraph, telecommunication services and connecting with modern mode of communication are some optional works of the state. The state will ensure freedom of speech, freedom of movement of its people and assist them in participating in the political activities. So finally we can say communication system is very important for a country, and our government is doing many things for us, and Padma Setu is the most important achievement for our country, which is almost done. We hope so it will be open for us from 2022, and the freedom of speech, freedom of doing everything, freedom of movement, everything is very important, which is maintained by the state, and this is welfare activities of a state. As we know, every organization or every state have problems and they face many types of difficulties, but every state is doing lots of things to eradicate all the difficulties so that the people can be developed, a country can be developed, and they can do whatever they likes. So dear students, this is all for today. Hope you have understood today's topic, and you have SW. The topic is, this is your SW number 10. You have to make 7 MCQs from these lessons. That means from page 110 to 116 you have to make 7 MCQs, and you will submit this submit this SW is every Saturday from 9 AM to 3 PM. So dear students, go through the topics carefully, and hopefully you will make better understanding of this chapter, and see you in the next class. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.